The crypto rally is extending as the tariff meetings are on, and I've got some early deets for you. Yeah, we might have an agreement. We'll talk XRP price along with Senate Democrats wanting a piece of Trump. Altcoin season.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
That's right, XRP's trying to push through the 240 mark as the rest of the market is deep in the green. I got green on my background, green on the screen. There's green everywhere. The only thing could be greener than this would be St. Patrick's Day. But it's not. We're in May right now. Oh yeah, and happy Saturday. But before we get into the crypto news like the US and China updates, your comments come first because you, the viewer, matter most. Mark Go Buffalo, a little early for football talk, says, to me that is weird. That is like using Apple stocks to buy dinner. I don't know. Basically what Mark is talking about is this. Would you use your XRP to pay for stuff? We're talking about the Steak and Shake thing. Steak and Shake and other players out there are accepting crypto as payments. So would you use your XRP to buy McDonald's? Would you use your XRP to buy Steak and Shake? Let me know down below. Mark, I got your back because I don't think I would use crypto to buy fast food. S2 Offmeyer says, BTC at Steak and Shake. 24 hours later when the transfer finishes, my shake is melted. What about melting faces, my guy? Sore Loser says, heading back to Guate? That's right, I'm going back to Guatemala. Hell, I might go back a couple more times this year because that city was freaking awesome. Says I'll be there in July. Take a side trip. 45 minutes to Antigua. You won't regret it, I know, but Guatemala City is a big city, but it's not too big. New York, Toronto, that's too big. Montreal, still too big. Chicago, still too big. Guatemala City, just right. Bitcoin sitting at 103,691 ETH is 2414. XRP at 240 we're going to talk about. Doge even picking up, so meme fans got a little pumperoni going on here at 22.5. Let's talk about United States and China. That's right, because the talks are happening right now, girlfriend, and I told you I would bring you the updates. US and China are meeting, where? In Geneva. I say Geneva, you hear Helsinki? Name the movie. Ooh, this is a tough one this Saturday. Top economic officials from the United States and China are meeting in Geneva on Saturday. That's why you hit that subscribe button, kiddos. For high-stakes negotiations that could determine the fate of global economy that is jolted by Trump's trade war. The meetings scheduled to continue throughout the weekend are the first since Trump ratcheted up the Chinese imports to 145%. Now, here's the latest deal, okay? Trump is suggesting that he thinks he'll take it back down to 80%. That's been the biggest news we've heard early so far this morning. See, that's why you hit the notification bell, because Klaus is bringing the news even on weekends. Mr. Trump said, guess what? We might even say 125%, but no, the latest news says 80%. The tit-for-tat effectively cut off trade between the two world's largest economies while raising the possibility of a global economic downturn. We've seen that ships, like the big ships that kind of float across the ocean. So no flat earthers, the ships don't fall off the edges. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. It's a globe, okay? We've seen ships be turned around at ports. In fact, the West Coast ports, they're pretty much empty right now. China's ports, yeah, they're turning them all around. While the stakes for the meetings are high, expectations for a breakthrough that results in a meaningful reduction in tariffs are low. It has taken weeks for the two to even agree to talk, and many analysts expect this weekend's discussions to revolve around determining what each side wants and how negotiations can move forward. Essentially what they're saying is this. They don't think that they're going to solve the entire meeting this week, or the entire problem this weekend, but they think it's going to be a start. Look, any progress that's made this weekend is going to keep this rally going forward. And that's what we're looking at right now for the crypto markets. The initial surge of green came between the United States and the UK getting their agreement. United States and China could set this thing on fire, like the good fire, not the bad fire, okay? All right, let's keep learning, everyone. Senators, Democratic senators, that is, see clarity on Trump's possible ties to Binance amid concerns over crypto regs. Oh, man. And remember, my job's to bring you the news, good or bad, happy or sad. So sometimes we got to pee in the Cheerios. And who's peeing in the Cheerios today? Lizzie Warren, Pocahontas. A group of Senate Democrats, including Elizabeth Warren, Chris Van Hollen, and Richard Blumenthal, is calling for answers regarding oversight of Binance following the exchange's plea deal in November. In a formal letter sent to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Attorney General Pam Bondi, lawmakers have expressed worries about the Biden administration's oversight of Binance after a massive settlement with U.S. regulators. This ties into Trump, right? The senators reference reports suggesting that Trump and his family may have strengthened their connections with Binance, prompting renewed calls for transparency and regulatory accountability. They emphasized, this is what they said, our concerns about Binance's compliance obligations are even more pressing, given recent reports that the company is using Trump's family stablecoin to partner with foreign investments. Okay, so we've got the trade talks over here, but we also got the Senate Democrats and the House Democrats saying, yo, Trump's ties with crypto are a big reason why we don't want the stablecoin and crypto regs going forward. So we might get some help with the trade talks this weekend, but for us to get regs in the United States and to get the next big wave of money flowing in from institutions, because that's the whole thing, let's be real here. There's a lot of money on the sidelines right now sitting there because they're waiting for the regs. Banks are waiting for regs, big businesses are waiting for regs, and you want regs because you want more money flowing into the market. Let's just be real here. That money is going to wait until you get those regs. And those regs won't come in until the Dems give us their votes. And the Dems won't give us their votes until what? Until they find out what they want with Trump in crypto. So it might be a while, everyone, until we get regs. But the rally can continue. And that can turn into a capital R and a capital P for Pumperoni if we get the China talks. Altcoin season 2025. Ooh, I like how that sounds, don't you? Why? BTC dominance is falling. Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin as signals start of the altcoin surge. Yeah, check this out. Look at this chart right here up on the screen. This is the altcoin season index chart. Look at this change we have seen over the last couple days. We have seen a massive change from the altcoin season index. Look at all the players now in green that are outperforming BTC. Just like 2 weeks ago, BTC was blowing the doors off the market, and now the alts are starting to work. Now, that being said, look, ETH is still a laggard overall in this. We're still looking at ETH at 2,400 going, it's still soft, okay? ETH has been pummeled. It's clawing back, but it's still underperforming, right? The crypto market may be entering the early stages of a nuevo altcoin season, according to analysts. In the past 24 hours, Bitcoin's market dominance has dropped by 2%, while many altcoin prices continue to surge. And don't worry, we're going to talk about XRP and specific XRP news. Ethereum has started rising against Bitcoin, which is often a signal that altcoins are starting to perform. If Bitcoin dominance drops further, as it did in 2021 when it fell by 40%, the market could see altcoins surge further. Okay, if you want altcoins to really surge, what do you need? You need those regs, right? BTC is a commodity. Commodities don't need protection from regulators. Gold's already got the protection, right? Oil's already got the protection. BTC already got the protection. You need the rest of this blob right here of alts to get that protection. So once we get stablecoin regs, so then work on regs for the rest of the market, we got some time. That's the poopy part, okay? That's Poop Sandwich Saturday. Now let's start getting into Good Sandwich Saturday. BlackRock's XRP ETF is coming. Here's the latest development. Whoa. In a significant development for the cryptocurrency sector, BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, has reportedly messed with the SEC to discuss standards for approving an ETF related to XRP. Now, there's a whole bunch of XRP ETFs out there. The ones you want to pay attention to are the spot ETFs, which deal directly with XRP, not cash settlements, but XRP directly related settlements. This is juicy, okay? Here's the deal. There's going to be a bunch of delayed periods. We don't have any big approvals slated to happen within the next several weeks, okay? But I wanted to let everyone know, the queue for these ETFs is building up. There is a massive, massive list building. Do you need regs for these ETFs to get approved? No, you don't. You do not need them at all. ETH has a whole bunch of ETFs that were approved, right? That's all done through the SEC. Trust me, you don't need regs for that. Do regs help? Yeah, of course they do. but you don't need them. Now, as these ETFs, and I'm probably going to just report on like the big ones, the big juicy ones, the ones that really help out with price, because a lot of these ETFs don't help out with price. A lot of these ETFs are over-the-counter bullshit ones, which really, they're big nothing burgers. I mean, they're good for clickbait, and I don't want to like clickbait people like a lot of those scumbag channels and like a lot of those whack jobs you see on X that are like, oh, XRP 2X ETF. Like, yeah, that didn't do shit for the price. I mean, it did good for their views, it did good for bending people over, but I'm not about that. I'm about the news, good or bad, happy or sad. So, if you see me reporting on ETF news, good burger, not nothing burger. Got it? Got it. Let's talk crypto world as a whole. Volume's still strong this weekend. I like it. 132 billion in the last 24 hours. Altcoin season, 39 out of 100. Fear and greed, we're at 71. Market cap, 3.3 trillion. We're seeing a very strong trend pop up here since the 7th of May. And I like that. Overall XRP price, look, we broke through 240 a few times. My phone alerts went off and I was like, yo, what's going on here? Well, what's going on is we're starting to see XRP push on the way up. Look at the trend. This is the 1 month for XRP. Look at this. Look at this fast acceleration of price here based on what, everyone? Based on UK-US trade deal, based on SEC Ripple action when it comes to the case, and based on what? USA, China trade speculation. And if we walk back the tariffs just a little bit to 80%, you're going to see XRP start pushing to what? 250 to the 260 mark. And with the volume still holding strong, look, we're at 4 billion in volume right now, and it's Saturday. The last how many weeks on the weekends, we've had piss poor volume on Saturday, but now we've got juicy volume. Let's go to the candlesticks. Why? Because I'm going to show you some juicy stuff. You ready for it? Of course you are. Let's go to that 15-minute. This looks good, doesn't it? This looks really, really good. And why does this look good? Because remember these candlesticks right here that I was telling you about where I was like, yo, we were getting rejected right sub 243? Well, look, we went to pierce right through that, and we did. How cool is freaking that? So we pierced right through that. We did get pushed right back down at 244, okay? So what's the deal here? The market's telling us, yo, we're going to let you keep pushing up on the high side, but we're not going to let you get greedy. Why? Because we need to see if it's going to happen this weekend. So if we even get the slightest juicy positive detail, you know what's going to happen. It's going to allow us to inch on up with XRP. If something bad happens, right? We get a stall with the talks. If all of a sudden China and Trump are like, yo, we don't like each other. Yo, you're a punk bitch. Yo, they walk out on each other. All right, that pushes us back down into the friend zone. We don't like that. But right now, China and the United States, it appears that they want to make a move. Both of them are struggling with trade. Both of them need each other. And it's true. China needs the United States and the United States needs China. Zooming out here, we're looking at XRP going, yo, there's a lot of built up momentum. And you can see on the bottom of the screen, there's also a lot of built up volume. So XRP right now, we get some China news. Yo, we're talking 250, 260 this weekend. But we need that news from China. Right now, we're getting resistance right around that 244 mark. But hey, that could change at any moment. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out because volume is holding strong, price is holding super strong, and guess what? I'm feeling super strong. And yes, the exact height on that candlestick was 244 even, and that's good to see because this is an uptrend happening on the weekend, going into those trade talks, and the volume is right there with it. This is weekend crypto news, everyone, and the weekends have just been boring as shit. And you know what the best part about all this is? And I'm sitting here hanging out on the weekend. It's that traditional stock players can't trade this news, but we can. So while they're sitting here going, oh crap, what do I do with my investments? I'm going to be missing out. We can trade this action. So yeah, if you're looking to make some plays, guess what? You can get on your phone-a-roni right now and you could play the pumperoni or dumperoni. You could buy a roni, and it's freaking awesome. Now, in terms of the stablecoin bill and the regulations, that seriously is a big letdown. But the market's looking past it. Would it be great if we got the stablecoin bill to go through? Yeah, of course it would have been great. It would have been even more money flowing into the market. But we're going to have to wait on that. And honestly, at the rate we're going, we might be looking at like June or July for stablecoin regs. So for then regs for the rest of the crypto market, yo, we could be looking at like August, September, October. Yeah. But hear me out though, okay? That means what? That means we use the Trump tariff pump right now. We use the stablecoin pump in the summer. We use the ETF pump in the summer because you're going to get ETF pumperonis then. And then we use the crypto regs in the fall. See, we saved those bullets for later in the year to help us pump later in the year. Because if you get all the good news at once, what do you got for the rest of the year? You don't have much left, right? So you save some of that juicy goodiness for later in the year. So this sets us up for juicy goodiness later in the year. And then what do we have? Oh yeah, I forgot. We got Jerome Powell rate cuts too. So this might be a freaking awesome 2025. Yeah, is it playing out the way we wanted? No. But this could turn out to be awesome. Delayed, yes. The way the United States government does it, delay. But juicy nonetheless. So fingers crossed we get an amazing meeting this weekend between the United States and China. I'll be bringing you the news. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. There's a video up on the screen that YouTube thinks you're interested in. A crypto-related one. No, it's not about jumblies. Choo-choo what? Well, I'm going to go run some base lame-ass workout because I still don't feel 100%. Choo-choo what? Choo-choo bitch's girlfriend?